As previously mentioned, working with the tabbed windows is a choice that you can make using your Photoshop preferences. But no matter which method you choose to work with tabbed or floating windows, there are certain workspace tips and tricks that you'll want to take advantage of. So I've got Photoshop open. I want to open up multiple files just to take this a little bit further. So I am choosing Launch Bridge from the application bar. I'm navigating to my Chapter 01 folder, and I'm selecting one of my images and shift-clicking to select all three, and then just double-clicking to open those all up. So I'm just going to say OK to the profile mismatch. You'll notice that these are all tabbed, but since I have three images open, I can go up to the Arrange Documents and choose now that I want to see all three images. And I can choose several different formats from which to see these three images. Don't forget that you can also choose to float all these at the same time. Now, a couple things I just want to mention. I am going to zoom in and out of the guitar player. So I click on the guitar player to make sure it's active. I press Command or Control, +++, minus. Don't forget that as you're zooming in and out, you can use the space bar to help you navigate instead of your scroll bar. Be careful, because if you scoot and you let go, you'll see it's a little bit on ice. So you might want to carefully scoot in CS4. That's an added feature, but sometimes you can let it get out of hand. Now, a couple other things. As I'm working in here, you'll notice that all of a sudden my images off to the side have gone. I'm going to go ahead and press Command or Control minus, and you'll see that they are actually still there, and they are not floating. They're just kind of tabbed to each other off to the right. Now, I'm going to take some items and just work with them a little bit. I'll create a really simple composite here. I'm taking my Move tool. I'm going to take the background image and drag it on top of the guitar player. Now, that kind of looks crazy. Don't see the guitar player through that, but I'm going to grab the Layers panel, and you'll notice that I can also take the Layers panel and I'll just simply drag it out. I'm undocking it, and maybe I just want to change the blending mode so that I change the effect or how this looks. Now, I'm not going into masking right now or a lot about blending modes. I just want to create a really simple composite here. I also want to include the image of the singer, but perhaps before I do that, I just want to check some things out. So notice that I can have this image selected. It's active. I click on it to make sure. I can go back under the Arrange Documents window and choose an item that is called Match Zoom in Location. And so, for instance, if I'm in here and I zoom in a little bit, and notice how I am zooming. I'm pressing Z to select the zoom tool. I am clicking and dragging. The marquee selection that I used with the zoom tool is indicating the zoomed in area, so I can totally control this. Now I'm going to take this file and just slide this in so we can expose a little bit of the other images. I can go back up to Match Zoom in Location, and all the files are zoomed in to the exact same location and also to the same zoom level. So if you're working with objects where you're creating composites and you want to see the detail, quick, easy way to zoom in and out. Now I'm going to press Command 0 or Control 0 to zoom out, and then I can quickly and easily also choose Match Zoom in Location to do the same with all of my images. So again, quick, easy way of navigating in and out. Next, I'm taking the Move tool, clicking on the singer, and I'm going to drag and drop her in as well. And in this case, I might just press the number 5. That's changing it to a 50% opacity, and then maybe even change the blending mode a little bit. So again, creating a really simple composite here, closing these images up because they are taking up some memory while they are working. And what I've got now is one file. Now, a couple things I just want to make clear to you. As you're working, if you're working on a longer document and you need the space off to the right, don't forget that you can press Shift-Tab to hide those panels. And when you have those panels hidden and you press Command or Control 0, you can sometimes open up your window a little bit further than normal because it's not stopping where the panels are. Another thing that you can do is simply make sure that you understand what viewing at actual pixels means. If I choose View, you'll see that here are a lot of the commands that I was using with keyboard shortcuts. But you'll also notice something in there called Actual Pixels. And if you press Command or Control 1, you can view at actual pixels. And this is actually critical. And the reason why it is because if you are applying various filters, sharpening filters especially, or any kind of filter, because of your work being on a screen and because your work might be zoomed in or out, you might get strange artifacts that appear on your screen but are not actually there. So whenever you go into filters, just remember, do a quick Command or Control 1, make sure you're in at the right level, and notice that in Photoshop CS4, if I do come in here and I choose, for instance, that I want to unsharp mask, even though I am in this panel, if I press Command or Control +++ or -, or even Command 1, I can change the zoom level even if I'm in an existing dialog box. You'll also notice that sometimes while I'm in a filter dialog box that my options change, and I can quickly change to actual pixels, fit screen, fill screen, and print size right from my options bar. So hopefully that'll help you to navigate around, size your document so you can find things a little bit easier. We're going to move on into some more advanced features.